Today I'm going to be talking about DVDs that I like and weird titles, and I've got these crazy fingers, so I'm going to be tapping on the covers. I thought this was a good idea because I don't actually have very long nails at all. I'm really bad, like I chew them a lot. Like the longest I've got them is like about that long, but I can't grab my nails, so I thought if I use these I can tap on the covers. So here goes. And this is like kind of like a, not necessarily bad movie, but just weird movies that I like. Some of them are like weird as in kind of still mainstream. Other ones are a little bit more obscure. So the first one I have is called $9.99. And I found this at the shop, at JB Hi-Fi. And the reason I got it is because it was claymation. And claymation movies are usually really cool. But this one was really strange. It's an Australian movie. And there's an angel. And, well, he starts off, he's a homeless man. And he asks a man for a cigarette. And the man says no. I think he asks him for money or a cigarette. I can't remember. I haven't seen it in a long time. But yeah, he asks for something and the man says no. And then he says, well then I'm going to kill myself. And the man's like, no, come back. And then he shoots himself in the head and then he becomes an angel. And then there's a lot of other really weird things that happen in this movie. Like there's a woman that, I think she's a model, and every man that she dates, she wants them to remove every single hair on their body. Their hair, their eyelashes, their eyebrows, everything. And then she wants them to remove their bones, so they are basically just a beanbag, like they're not a human anymore. And then you go into her lounge room and there's all these weird beanbag men. But yeah, it was a very, very strange movie. There's a lot of other weird shit that goes on in that movie, but that's $9.99 if anyone's interested. The DVD wasn't $9.99. Next DVD I picked was Mulholland Drive. I first saw this movie when I was really young. My parents used to watch a lot of weird movies, and they had this on, and as I got older, I would I collected DVDs, and I like a lot of art movies, or a lot of movies that were really strange and got you thinking. But this was one I watched, oh my god, sorry, my nose is very itchy today. This is one I watched, and I don't know if I like it. Like, I like the movie, and I tried to get meaning from it, but the thing about it is I could follow the story up until they open the box. Then I have no idea what this movie's about. It's really, really bizarre. But apparently David Lynch movies usually are. Anyway, that is Mulholland Drive. The next one I chose for the video is Scanner Darkly. And I really like this movie. This movie is done, it's animated, but I think they filmed it, and I think it's called, the technique's called rotoscoping, and that's where they animate on top of like filmed footage, and it's got Keanu Reeves in it, and it's really, really cool. It's about, there's this drug in the future, and what is it called? See, a lot of these movies I haven't seen in a long time. There's this weird drug in the future, and they're trying to get rid of it. It destroys it destroys the people that take it. And there's the government have these weird scramble suits, which you put them on and it constantly moves. Like, it'll be like a brown person's eye, then a blue person's eye, then blue person's. It'll just constantly shift, and you'll have different skin tones, different hair colours. And basically what that does is it keeps you anonymous. Anyway, they're trying to eradicate this drug, and the movie is very, very weird. Apparently there's a book that it's based on a book, but I haven't read the book. And at the end of the movie, they have a list of all the people that died or have been affected negatively by drugs. It's like a huge list. Because I think the author lost some friends to drugs. But yeah, that is a Scanner Darkly. At the moment I'm actually filming. This was the best light source in the house, and I'm filming with my tablet up against the window, which is wide open. And I'm pretty sure the neighbours can just see me like tapping on these looking out the window, so it's a bit strange. The next movie is Snoop Dogg's Hood of Horror. And I love this movie because it's so terrible, but it's really, really funny. Every single friend I've shown this movie to, I've hoped that we would laugh, and they do get a few chuckles, but almost everyone I've shown this movie to have said, like, Z, this movie's a piece of shit. And I'm like, I know, that's what makes it funny. But anyway, at the beginning, there's an animated part, and Snoop Dogg is a gangster, and he's doing gangster things, and his younger sister gets shot, and anyway, his mother's like, get away from me, like, I don't want to talk to you again. And he makes a deal with the devil, so he becomes the devil if his sister's life is spared, and then he has to go on and take all these tortured souls to hell. And when he's the devil, he's like the coolest looking devil. He's got like gold plaits, and he wears a gold suit, and basically like I said, he goes around and he takes all these bad people to hell, and every person has a story in this movie. It's almost like, I don't know if any of you ever used to watch like Tales of the Crypt or Freaky Stories. It's like Freaky Stories, because like there's like a few segments. I think there's 3 stories in the whole thing, and it's really cool, but it's really cheesy. Like, the acting's really bad. But yeah, if you like very cheesy movies, like really silly, then Snoop Dogg's Hood of Horror is a good one. I'm not claiming it's good, or it's bad, but it's good. But yeah, if you don't like bad movies, don't watch this. Next movie, which it's not so, like, everyone knows what this movie is. It's Bruno. And I love this movie. Unpopular opinion, I actually think that Bruno is funnier than Borat. Blasphemy, I know. But yeah, I like Bruno better. I think it's funnier. I don't think I really need to explain what this movie's about, because I think a lot of people have seen it. But yeah, Bruno. It's funny. Next movie is I can't actually pronounce it. I can't pronounce it at all. It's Nekwakwatsi. I'm gonna say Nekoyatsi. I don't know. Apparently it means like life is war. And it's a Steven Soderbergh movie. And it's a Nazi piece of crap, but I like it because it's really, I don't know, it's really weird. It's like this music, the whole thing is just music. There's like the cello and like classical style music. And there's a lot of things happening, and it's not really a movie like with a plot. It's more like an art piece. There's like hundreds of people walking, and then like sheep, like a collage of sheep all standing there, and just really artsy things. But it's quite cool to watch, like all of that happening with this like classical score going on. And I think if you watch it, you might be able to get a meaning from it, because like, I don't know, I was watching it and I was like, is this about factory farming? Is this about the world? Is this about people? I don't know, there's probably a lot of meanings to it, but it's kind of cool to watch if you've got the patience. And I think that you can get your own meaning from it. If you can't get a meaning from it, I mean, that's cool, but it's still kind of cool to watch. Like, sometimes things I think don't have to have a meaning. Some people think they do, but this is pretty cool. If you don't like art films, or you want a movie to have like a proper meaning and you're like, this needs to make sense, probably don't watch this movie, because you might think like, what a pretentious piece of crap. But yeah, that's Nikwasiaki. I don't know how to say it. That one. This is another one that is a pretty mainstream movie. It's an action movie, and I like it because it's really over the top. So there's Paul, I just said Paul Giamatti. Paul Giamatti's in it. He's the bad guy. There's Clive Owen and Monica Bellucci. I don't know, she's very beautiful. Basically this one is just an action movie. He's got a baby and he has to like protect the baby, and he just goes around. There's so many really unrealistic things that happen in this movie. Like there's one bit where he's like shooting, hello, it's my cat. There's one of those round things at the park, and the baby's on there, and the baddies are trying to get to him, so he like shoots the swirly thing. And I'm just thinking like, this was a newly born baby, and he's like trying to protect her the whole time, and I'm just thinking like, if this was real life, that baby would be deaf from all the gunshots. But it's really, I don't know why I like this movie. And there's a bit where he's on the subway, and he's a homeless man. Like he's a cool like action guy, but he's like a homeless man. And there's a bit on the subway where he has the little baby, and he's trying to keep it warm, so he takes off one of his socks and puts it on the baby like a beanie. I think it's really cute. It's kind of disgusting if it was real life, but it's kind of cute when you watch the movie. I'm like, oh. But yeah, Shoot 'em Up. That's a really good movie. It is a mainstream movie, but in Australia, I tell people about Shoot 'em Up, and not many people have seen it. Or people that I know, they're like, no. And then I'm like, Clive Owen. And they're like, who's Clive Owen? I'm like, he was in Sin City. He was, what was his name in Sin City? Well, he's in Sin City. He's like Brittany Murphy's boyfriend. And like, they're just, yeah, it doesn't ring a bell. Oh, and speaking of Clive Owen, if you watch Netflix, there's a movie with him and Amanda Seyfried, and it's like I can't remember what it's called, but it's set in the future and it's really, really good. So if you look up a movie with him in it and Amanda Seyfried, don't know what it's called, but watch it on Netflix, it's really good. Netflix sponsor me. Kidding. So the next movie I watched is called Man Stroke Woman. And this one it's actually a series, but it's really funny. It's got Nick Frost in it, and there's a few other people in there. I don't actually know their names. I know her name is Daisy Haggard, and I've seen her in some stuff. That guy is from Game of Thrones. I know his name, but he's from Game of Thrones. And this one is basically like a skit show. Like, they do lots of sketches, and it's just about couples and married life, and I don't know, just stuff like that. But it's actually really, really funny. They have the same running jokes in a lot of it, but that's a good one. Man Stroke Woman. One is called CJ7, and this one's really cute. This one is it's a kids movie, and it's by Stephen Chow, and he directs it, but he's also the dad in the movie. And if anyone's watched Stephen Chow movies like Kung Fu Hustle, or what else does he do? There's one that I've watched, like, I think it's from Beijing with Love, and it's like making fun of like the James Bond movies. This movie is like that. It's really silly, and it's live action, but they act a lot like anime characters. Like, they're really silly and over the top, and when they fight and stuff, or like, I don't know, it's just very exaggerated. There was things I didn't like about this movie though, like, for example, the way the little boy, because he finds this alien named CJ7, and I don't like the way he treats CJ7. He's so mean to him. He's so freaking mean. There's a happy twist to it, but yeah, CJ7. Check it out. But I did like this movie. I just didn't like the little boy. Like, I did at first. I was like, I feel sorry for him, but then I was like, he's a little dick. Like, he's so mean. He's so mean to the alien. Anyway, I'm going to stop it here because I've run out of recording space.